What up YouTube, it's Missouri's Company. In this video, I want to talk about the fractured plane and how you should be beating it as fast as possible to get under that sub 30 mark, as well as few deaths as possible. There is actually a substantial amount of planning and strategy that goes into this, and I actually have received a few comments recently, I think from newer players that haven't seen some of my older videos on how to do the fractured plane. So I do want to do a really quick update for new, returning, or you know, grinding old players, if you will, to how to prioritize in the fractured plane and make sure you are making the most out of every attempt, because it is very time consuming and it is worth your time to do on a weekly basis when it's active. Let's get straight to it, guys. All right, so like I said, the reason the fractured plane is worth doing past just the normal first time. So the first time you do it, you're just going to see the first few quests here with the beguiling, whatever the hell you say it, dust, which is still really good to get, and a decent amount of gold. You do not unlock these quests until after you beat it once. It doesn't matter how long or how many deaths you get the first time you do it. So the first time the fractured plane, this is like step one. The first tip I have for you: beat the fractured plane. Doesn't matter how many times you die. If you die, don't reset, just keep going, because after you complete it, then you unlock these where it actually does matter how many times you resurrect or die and how quickly you beat the fractured plane. Again, prior to that, all of this doesn't matter on deaths. It's just how many levels you have completed within the given week. So you're going to want to make sure you do this on the weekly basis. Usually it lasts for like 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks for the fractured plane when it's out. But the next few tips will actually show you how to make sure you can complete the latter half of these events, which are really juicy because it's guaranteed legendaries as well as a free set piece. Now, if you're someone who likes to save, or if you're a free-to-play player and you really want to get a jump start into the future of this game, my second tip for you is going to be to save these. That's right, I want you to save these until you get to the next hell difficulty, because after you open these on the next hell difficulty, once it is achieved, which is obviously as of the timing of this recording pretty decently far out, but not too far away where you shouldn't be planning accordingly, these could actually be used for your next hell, in my case hell 9 difficulty. Or if you feel like you need to catch up a little bit, you can of course use them now. They are up for you to use. They will be stored over here in the third tab on the bottom, usually right over here. So you're gonna want to make sure you save those. That's my tip number 2. And then of course, in terms of the event itself, there's not only the rewards I showed you previously, but there's also these rewards once you complete them. So it's again another mystery legendary item. And then if you don't know how the fractured plane works, so you do get a random set of skills on a weekly basis, and then you get some affixes, which I actually never even noticed. Damage is increased by 50%, enemy suffering loss of control. So as a wizard, we do a lot of loss of control, especially with Rare Frost. I might be able to do something with that. But it'll be interesting to see how I do this week. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this right now because it is... Oh, the other reason you do want to do it is that while it does take a while, if and when you do the fractured plane, you actually get a decent amount of upgrade to your battle pass. So the fractured plane right here, you get 6 for every... Gosh, is it every level that you get? It doesn't say. But I think it's 6 per level, because there's 15 levels. Yeah, that sounds right. You get a ton. It's close to like 90 if my math is right. I don't know. Someone fact check me in the comments below. But again, all right, so we're gonna jump straight into it. I will give you some of the tips on what you should prioritize when you're in the fractured plane. I will not be showcasing my whole fractured plane run because it just takes too long. Again, it takes about 30 minutes, and that's just too long for a YouTube video. So I'm gonna chop this video up and really just stick to the tips and tricks on how to do it. Let's get straight to it. All right, so your strategy starts pretty quickly in the beginning. You just want to pick up any and all gear that you can, and you do want to do it as quick as possible. The reason is that you want to make sure you have all 6 pieces equipped as soon as possible. So your first few levels will just be prioritizing empty gear, and then your prioritization will change once you have 1 piece in every gear. When you don't have a slot, a piece of gear in every slot, it is a dramatic amount of life and damage that you are losing out on. And obviously, while I'll give you another tip while I'm doing this, you want to strafe as much as you can. Don't take unnecessary damage, because damage equals money lost in the game, and that money lost is money that you could have used for either an upgrade or for better gear. I'll see you in just a second for a few more tips. All right, so once you complete the first level, again, you do want to prioritize the slots that you don't have. So I did get 3 pieces of gear on this run. You do want to equip all the gear before you go into the portal, otherwise you do lose it. You get gold for it, but you don't necessarily want to do that if you don't have all your slots picked up. Okay, so now that we are here, if you took damage, you do want to prioritize, not necessarily the first run, but after you have the ability, you're going for like the speed run within the first 30 minutes. It is worth noting that they do freeze the time for you when you're in these in-between zones. So it does calculate your time right here, but you do want to prioritize health first because, again, if you were to risk it at half health, whereas you had enough gold to do something we're going to mention here in a second, or heal, you should have healed, because if you died, you are now down 1 death, and you really don't want to get more than 1. That way you can just knock out all those quests at the same time. So let's say that you have full health and you're in the same situation I am. You're going to go ahead and click on our Chaos Broker here. The first thing and only thing you should be buying from this every single time, and in fact you should be skipping it as much as you can as well, is you should be purchasing the upgrades, the Shard of Fortune. So what it does is increase the chance of finding higher quality items in the Fractured Plane. So basically, I'm going to only pick this up as much as possible. It does max out at rank 10 and is very easy to max out all the way. The reason is that I could have spent 50 gold to get one star level piece of gear, and I don't have necessarily a main hand or a shoulder piece, so that would have been beneficial based off my previous recommendation or tip and trick. But this one could guarantee me it does guarantee me the ability of getting higher than 1 star for all gear that drops in the Fractured Plane. And then, because there's going to be times where you don't necessarily fly through the levels as fast as you may want to, so you are going to be able to get more and more gear, which is going to help you round out your empty slots as well as then min-max. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. So again, right now we are focusing on prioritizing the level up system within the Fractured Plane for the stones here, and then after that you do want to make sure you are rounding out all the pieces of gear that you do not have. Again, you have damage, life, and damage, and I'm missing my shoulders, legs, and a main hand. So hopefully we'll see just how good we get on Fractured Plane level 2, and we'll get to it right now. So here we are after the 3rd level in the Fractured Plane. I now have a headpiece, chest piece, shoulders, and offhand. I'm missing legs and main hand. I have 236 gold, which is very, very good. I have awesome amount of HP. We'll call it 96%. So no reason to waste the health. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, upgrade this. I should be able to do it once. I have 136 gold. I can now use this to upgrade another piece. But again, I'm going to save this gold. That is my biggest tip, is that you want to make sure you keep saving your gold where possible when you get in this situation, so that you can prioritize these shards, because I could very easily get any of these on my next run, which we're going to get into right now. Now, when it comes to the boss fights, this is nothing crazy. You just need to learn the mechanics. So this guy obviously teleports around. He starts to do this, and then you're going to know exactly when he's going to go to attack, and I'm just going to step off to the side. So it's right there, very easy to dodge. No reason for me to, freak out at all or mess up I took a little bit of damage, but I did have my shield up, so it wasn't the end of the world there. But it's not a hard mechanic. All bosses have a similar mechanic that is very easy to read for the most part. But again, so once you get to this part right here, the chaotic altar, where you can actually choose an additional bonus, you want to sort of take your time here. But the one that I'm damage done increased by 30%, damage taken by 15%. I don't want to do that, but I will do the confirm for my skill increase. Now, as you can see, I am still losing time here, so I actually don't waste your time on that. Prioritize as quick as you can, and then jump into this, because this is where the time stops. Boss fights aren't that incredibly hard. Again, they're pretty easy and pretty straightforward. Here I am with 233 gold, again, prioritizing these and saving the rest. That's literally it. You're gonna keep going, get straight into it. And then sometimes you'll run into these levels where it's just obviously just sort of fun. You want to get as many of these you can. You just want to keep hitting them. That's the biggest trick here, because once you hit them, it'll sort of interrupt. You want to throw your skills out as much as you can to go ahead and stop them from teleporting away. Go ahead and follow the crowd. As you can see, I'm sort of corralling the same amount here. So I'm going to lose the ones on top, which I'm okay with. You're also, again, wasting time doing this, but I do want to go ahead and keep moving forward as I progress. And then we'll go ahead and get this last guy. Boom, that's it. So some decent gold, nothing crazy. Nice little bonus event there. All right, so now we are on the 5th level, and I did get an upgrade. The same chest I wanted, the one where Ray of Frost just creates an illusion and does the beam for me, ties really well with this free shield that I'm getting on my shoulders, but I do not have pants or a main hand. Now I'm getting a little concerned with where I'm at in terms of freebies, so I could look to pick up one of these as I am progressing pretty far. So I will go ahead and do just that. That is the only reason I'm prioritizing anything different. So I'm going to go ahead and get the shard, go to level 5, go ahead and pick up the Star Caller's Breachers, which is a great pair of pants. That just happened to be some nice RNG there. But again, I would have only prioritized this if it had the main hand or the pants that I have, because I am, like I said, sitting around level 5. So we're going to do this now. And yeah, so I'm currently at what? The 5 for everything, ironically. So the only thing I'm missing now is the main hand. I'm doing okay-ish on health. I'm going to go ahead and keep that in mind going into this. And next round, I will probably end up having to heal unless I get lucky with some health blue. All right, so that one did get a little spicy that time. I did get pretty, unfortunately, unlucky with all the ranges in that one. Go ahead and do the magma. That's a really good one as well. Go ahead and equip that again before I go in here, so otherwise I would have lost it. And I did get pretty lucky and got my main hand, and it's one that I wanted, and it's a rank 3. So we are looking good there, minus where our health is. And again, I'm going to prioritize my health because I'm trying to do this without dying. And I should still be able to do at least one upgrade, and I can. And so now we are at level 6 for the Fractured Plane, level 6 of the Stones of 10, and I have all of my gear pieces fractured out where I want them. I already have 2 level 3 pieces, or 3 pieces of gear that are ranked 3, and pretty decent build going. Now this is where it really sort of challenges you after this point, almost halfway through it, where you do want to make sure you're focusing on a specific build in mind. So for me, what I'm doing here is that I do want to kind of keep these shoulders. It gives me additional shield, which helps with some of those range people, so I can actually shield some of the damage. It's not great amount of damage to absorb since it is only rank 1, but this goes really well with the chest piece, which is the Ray of Frost. Now it basically shoots on its own, and then my main and offhand are going together really well. Offhand is magic missile, fires 2 additional bullets, and the main hand is magic missile, damage increased by 20%. Now for my pants and head, they're just kind of, they are what they are. They're good, they just help, which is a meteor shower. Now continually damages but no longer stuns. And then now I have the magma burst for which is really good because it leaves a puddle, but it's also good for bosses. So all of this plays really, really well together, and I'm managing my gold well. I'm leveling up my stones, and now we're going on to the next boss. So again, here we are. I just beat that boss. I'm on Fractured Plane level 7, and I don't have a ton of gold, so I have 185. I'm going to go ahead and save it, obviously. Don't need any of the health. Doing okay-ish on time. 10 minutes around the halfway mark is pretty good, since we're looking at, again, we want 30 minutes, or sub 30 is the goal. But again, this whole build is working out really, really well together. The skill cooldowns and the attack speed I just got from that last boss is really, really nice. So this build is actually turning out to be pretty good, one that I would recommend. All right, guys, just sort of checking in here. We're doing really, really well on time. I'm at 16 minutes and 34 seconds on Fractured Plane level 11. I have my stone upgrade to 7. I still have not died yet, and I have 1,200 gold. I'm going to go ahead and heal as much as I can. Go ahead and get some upgrades. I've made some choices in my build. I'll go ahead and show you that now. Got some 4 pieces that changed my build ever so slightly. I was able to keep the shoulders I wanted, but upgrade from 1 level 4, which is awesome. Kept the same chest piece. That's actually really big for this build. That combination is really helping me along with this main hand, especially when it comes to boss damage. This headpiece has also just been phenomenal. So this sort of trifecta is being really, really good, and the rest of them are just kind of meh. Let's go and see if there's any additional upgrades. Again, we're going to go for the shards, and then go for the shards again. That brings the shards to level 9. I should be getting some really juicy upgrades. Just double checking here to see if there's any very obvious upgrades I want, and the answer is no. I'm going to go ahead and save that gold, so I hopefully can get the 500 I need to get that to max rank 10 right now. Let's get straight into it. So here we are on Fractured Plane, we're on level 12, just completed level 11. Going to go ahead and upgrade the shard to level 10. That maxes it out for us, which is absolutely beautiful. And now everything else can go straight into really min-maxing my build for these last couple levels. Again, I think 12 is a boss battle. I'm going to go ahead and heal as well. So now I'm fully topped off, have my shards at 10. So I'm doing the most damage I can, getting the most out of everything I can. I have 4 pieces at 4 stars. I'm feeling very, very good about this build, which means it's probably about to go down in absolute shambles. And yeah, so all the rest of my gold from here on out will be going straight to my upgrades as well as my specific gear. You'll notice that I have, this is by far the worst boss. I am saving my ultimate for the last boss. I do that every single build that I run, and I never regret that. I never seem to regret that decision. It always seems to do favors for me, although right now I am getting my butt sort of smashed in by this guy. He has the predictability, if you will, of the other bosses, but he does this spinning thing that just, like, all of that. It's just a lot of bad to be running into, and this is the one that I absolutely hate. It's all kind of RNG. You can, I actually am not getting hit by it, which is beautiful. This is also why I pick up that shield from my ice beam or whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, so we're doing okay. We're definitely going to beat him, obviously. I don't believe I will lose a life here, but it is not a fun boss. By far my least favorite. In fact, this is usually the last boss that I fight every single time. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just part of the RNG. Go ahead and finish him off here. Should be almost done. Didn't take too much damage, but I took more than I would have wanted. And yeah, boom, that's level 12 down. Go ahead and get that. Oh god, and that last, look at that last little hit almost killed me. And so you have to be so careful all the way to the very end. That does show you a loss of concentration can easily require you to, or result in you taking unnecessary damage and or unnecessary death here at the very end. So now I have to focus on healing, which is okay. I am maxed out, so which is fine. Going to go ahead and go. Oh, I got a nice heal there. See if there's any items that we can pick out that I'm interested in. Magic missile, critical hit, kind of meh. Lightning burn, no. I'm going to do one refresh because then I could still get the 210 for a 4-piece if I find something I want. Dang, both of these would have been freaking awesome. So hopefully I can now save the rest of my gold. I probably should have saved that last one. But again, I'm just going to jump straight into it. Doing okay on time, 19:25 seconds. But yeah, feeling pretty good about this run still. But I'll check back in here in a second when I get some more upgrades and or get to the last level. All right, guys, so we are here on Fractured Plane level 4, 22 minutes in, feeling really good. Maxed out stone, no deaths. Just got done with a ton of upgrades. So I do now have the 5-star of the helmet that freezes. I have the 5-star of the Ray of Frost that creates an illusion. 5-star pants that now calls down a continually chills enemy snowstorm. I have the 4-star magic missile, but I did actually just pick up the 4-star blaster cast, which does additional magic missile damage. And you can see the ones that I just got off of. So they went from a 3 to a 5 on 2 of these, and then just switched out from a 4 to 4, just prioritizing the blaster cast. Feeling really good about this run right now, which again at any point could end in absolute disaster. I have still saved up my ultimate, which will of course help dramatically. All right, guys, here we are on Fractured Plane level 15, final boss. Gonna go ahead and top off my health and see if there's any min-max ability in my build. Just a reminder, going into it at 5/5, 4/5, 4/4. So looking for additional 5s or maybe even a 6-piece. The pants I feel good about, so I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this. No 5s there. That's a pretty good chest piece, but I do like what we're working with. Ooh, Scorch now. No, feel okay about that one. Losing money, so I might not be able to get an upgrade here at all. That's not a 5-star that I want. Nope. Almost done here. No. What's that one? The Ray of Frost. Isn't that the one I've been rocking? There you go. There's an upgrade. So that's the shoulder piece I wanted. I'm going to now get an even better shield going into the final boss fight, which will keep me alive. Ideally, I could upgrade my main hand and or offhand, but I think I only have one more. I'm not gonna have enough no matter what I get. So, oh, there it is. That's the one I would have wanted. But ultimately, I do like going with the shield on my shoulders rather. So this is the last boss fight. I'll go ahead and keep recording this recording up alive. I did save my ultimate. Again, like I said, this is the predictable sort of last boss. Oh my god, I'm already taking so much damage. I hate this boss so much. Definitely by far not my favorite. Oh my god, so much damage. Now I still have a death that I could afford to lose, but that's of course not our goal here at all. We want to do as much damage as we can without losing a single amount of health. And again, that shield is just doing absolute magic. This is when he does that loveliness that I just try to make sure I don't get the damage hit. I'm like right in the middle there. No, I am actually going to be hit here in a second. There's the damage. It's hard to dodge altogether, but I did get my shield back in time. He's about halfway done now, feeling pretty decent, but again, he does a ton of damage. So, not as great. Oh, God, he just does so much. I am very low on health now. Gonna cut it a little close here. Hopefully I can find a spot where I can dodge adequately. I think I'm in one. Nope, I'm definitely not. Oh, that's not good. He dodged my shield. I missed that. Gosh, that hurt. That hurt. He's about 4k damage left now. Trying to just poke away. There it is. Oh no!
Target neutralized.
Bruh. I literally died on the very last little mark. That is my life, man. That is my life. All right, guys, so if you're curious, this is the build that I finally ended up on. I did complete this in 25 minutes and 13 seconds with, unfortunately, the last death at the very, very end, which was just absolutely embarrassing. It's almost like it happened in slow motion. So obviously you can see just how silly and how quickly a death could happen. But obviously, even if had I not had that death, or even if I did fully complete all the quests. So we'll go ahead and unlock all that loot. And that's going to be my sort of like masterclass when it comes to the Fractured Plane. I personally love this event. I do it every single week, at least once. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. This took a little bit of time to make sure I got any and all tips and tricks going into the Fractured Plane. I hope it helps. I hope that more of you can fully complete it in under 30 minutes with ideally no deaths or even one death. Let me know if this helps you. Like it and share it with a friend. Thanks a lot, guys. Until the next time, lock it in.